A very happy paint morning to you,
It's
people.
time to paint with the Murphs, girl.
What's up, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
How the hell are ya?
What's up? I just moved this up a little bit.
Oh.
I was like situated and then
felt
put the
like- yeah, I
overlay
felt
on,
like-
and we're always like underneath it. What's up, Saskin? What's up, Chalby? What's up, Quicksand? What's up, Dutch Yoda?
Yo.
How are we? We're good. We are very good. Just
Double Dutch.
doing some painting up in this, and
Finishing
very
up.
excited. Finishing up Scythe today.
Rust stylies. Yeah, there. I'm gonna leave that
Mike
there.
is putting on a
So we
bit
can
of
burnish.
A bit of rust.
Bit of rust on my oldies so that we can
gotta paint
varnish.
the bases, and then we'd be good on
Oh,
those.
dang. That's right.
Yeah, you do that. It's just Memphis and bread, right?
I think so.
It was.
If he's so red.
Yeah, we're gonna be finishing up Scythe today, which is exciting. At this point, all
It's
the
a
mechs,
scything.
other than
Come on.
other than anything that's from the expansion, will be painted. We haven't painted any of the characters, but we at this point we'll have painted all the mechs. We're gonna double team the Saxony mechs, which is the black faction, and then what's up, Aliani?
Yo.
Ooh, it is exciting, Paula. It is exciting. Hi, Paula.
Paula, where are you at in Doctor Who? I was literally going to text you right before this and I ran out of
Who
time.
cares, right?
Where are you at in Doctor Who? How's it
cares?
going?
You're still in Tennant, aren't you?
No, she's into the Matt Smith.
Oh, you're in the Matt Smith era? You're in the hipster era?
She's into the new era. The best era? That's fine.
Not bad. I have no
Best
I
era.
have
Now, when I
literally no
say
opinion.
that, I'm speaking specifically about the show is so much better. There's just no
Mm-hmm.
doubting that.
That is what I have heard from
Right.
numerous sources that
Matt
were
Smith
all
is a delight.
untrustworthy.
I'm about to move out of the Matt Smith era and I'm getting kind of sad about it. Pretty sad.
Really? How
about
long
it.
was Matt Smith around? A couple seasons?
3 years.
Yeah.
They're sort of like on a 3-year interval pretty consistently since like David Tennant's like every 3 years.
Yeah, that's makes sense.
Almost halfway through series 5 Doctor Who. How you liking it?
What's series 5? Is that the garbage you're watching?
That's one of the Matt Smith. It's like the second
okay.
Matt Smith season.
Okay.
I think. No, first? Or is that the first one? Is it 2, 3, 4 is slowly adjusting to Matt
Season
Smith?
5? Wait, how's it season 5? The show's been on since like the 70s. Aren't they like season 50?
No, but like the new era. So like
So
when they go
Tennant?
season 1, that's like Chris Eccleston, then 2, 3, 4 is David Tennant and stuff. So it's like of the new era.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, who knows all told, but yeah.
I don't know.
New Who, Nick. The
None
new
of it's-
Who, bro.
None of it's real or good, so you know.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Paula,
I've watched like 2 episodes. I have no.
I think it's
opinion
gonna
on it.
get.
I just love talking crap.
The
about
storylines that happen during this era are really supreme.
Yeah.
And Matt Smith is incredible because he's admittedly very different from David Tennant, and David Tennant is amazing. But Matt Smith is so delightfully eccentric and Doctor Who-y to me. He's just fantastic. It just ends up like it just
I've always
wraps
heard
you
good
up in
things
it
about
in
it.
his
I've always heard-
funness.
Yeah. Charles said I was thinking about trying to paint since I'm at home so much now. Definitely do it. It's a way to burn many hours. Any advice for? I'm still talking.
Okay, go ahead.
Any advice? We're talking about painting, not Doctor Who. It's not a Doctor Who stream. Okay. Any advice for a beginning painting sets? Chalby, a lot of the sets I always feel like weird about. I think you should just get whatever colors you want, but if you are looking for a specific painting set, get the Vallejo painting set. The Vallejo painting set as like a starter set is one of the cheapest, and 2 gives you by far the most options in terms of different colors and stuff. Definitely get the Vallejo set. It is there's a great comparison set video by a YouTube channel called Miniac. So it's just Mini and then AC Miniac. Of like painter starter sets. It's actually not done by the main guy. It's done by his friend named John, but I thought that was a pretty. I watched that video because we get this question a lot of like, what's the best starter set? So I actually went and watched a bunch of videos because I didn't start with the starter set. I just started buying colors that I wanted, and then now have made my collection. And so I actually went and watched like a bunch of videos to try to figure out what the best starter set was, so that I could tell people when they ask us. And it seems, from what I can tell, is that the Vallejo starting set is really, really good. Also, Vallejo just makes really nice paints. Like, if I was going to start getting more paints, I would probably start buying more Vallejo paints because they come thinner out of the pot And they just have some colors that, like, I see other mini painters use that I would like to use and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know. But Vallejo's great. They're all
Paula says Matt Smith is weirder and meaner, but sometimes more tender. I have a lot of feelings about it. Yeah, I think that's right.
I bet.
He's definitely weirder. Is he meaner? I guess they do.
He's British.
They do talk a little bit more about the fact that, like, to be the Doctor and, like, is he a good guy? I don't know. Like,
no.
you know, like,
He's a doctor.
They kind of, like, yeah, they kind of investigate, and you see him, like, investigating his nature a little more, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. He's just so delightfully strange. And plus, he gives the song Screwdriver a lot of personality, and the way he works it is incredible. His physicality, immaculate. He's a much more physical, tactile Doctor, which I appreciate. It feels
He's a
more...
slapstick hack, is what Mike is saying.
He has a bow tie, bro.
I know, that's why I hate him.
No, his bow tie's cool.
No, it's not.
He says it literally, bow ties are cool.
Remember that time they're like, let's start appealing to our hipster audiences in America.
Just don't even know.
Handsome man, big floofy hair and a bow tie.
Is he
Boom.
handsome though?
Did it work? Yeah, Matt Smith's handsome.
He's pretty weird looking.
Yeah, but he's handsome the way that Eddie Redmayne is handsome. Eddie Redmayne is super weird looking, but a super good looking cat.
He's British.
Like Angelina Jolie is weird looking.
British.
And gorgeous. You know, it's like one of those things where having an unconventional look is a good thing, in my opinion. I mean, hell, you got the most work when you had that weird haircut.
That is true.
You got it, Shelby. Can I just say drinking my coffee at the Murphs on Wednesday is the best thing since slash cheese or she's. I like she's.
I thought you meant like a chaise lounge. That you just slice in
just
half
on
and you're
Sass Queen
on
back
somehow.
with just some coffee on a chaise. I believe it.
That's just like
I
half the
believe
legs
it.
are
And
off.
Visual's
She's
just like
sort of
holding
like
both
at an
girls
angle.
like,
can you?
is this a team job? And she's like,
Can
no.
you get this? And she's like, I'm having my coffee right now.
I think the best part of the Matt Smith era is all the stuff with River. Phoenix.
Hell freaking yeah!
They bring River Phoenix back?
Ballad of River song, dude. Come on now. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's like more ongoing storylines and stuff that happen, and it is some of the.
I've always heard really good things about Matt Smith. I just love talking crap about.
Believe me, when it switched,
because David Tennant,
and I went away from
I just
David
love
Tennant.
David
I was
Tennant.
just like, I don't know, and then it switched to Matt Smith. I was like, man, it took me a minute, but I was like, yo, this is dope.
and no spoilers, said Paula. So no talking about stuff Paula hasn't gotten to.
Yeah, no
She's
spoilers,
in
folks.
Season 28 or something.
Just Jesus. Oh God, falling apart over here. Oh,
what's up, Castro? What's up, Back Bacon? How you doing?
Oh, that side just has a little bit of blood on his.
Wah, wah,
blade
wah,
now.
wah.
Boop, beep,
Wah,
boop, boop,
wah,
boop,
wah.
boop. Yeah, don't be spoiling it for Paula, man.
I'm
I'm just excited to hear. I want to hear your thoughts. We need to
gets
have a
decapitated
a rap about it
in series 3, and then comes back only to get decapitated. It's a weird form of torture. They just keep decapitating him,
Yeah.
and then start cutting off other limbs, and he grows those back because he's a lizard, right?
There are lizards in the show.
That checks out.
So yeah. What you're saying?
There's one
just sounds like
episode
Dr. Who.
I watched where it was David Tennant. They were on the moon, and there was like a moon thing, and I think lizards were there.
That could be so many episodes.
Another morning at work made happy by streams. Made better by happy streams, rather. Kestrel, I'm glad to hear.
Kestrel! I'm not ignoring you. I'm just painting a base right now. I'm trying to get the last...
Why he's painting? A lot of times we'll have it where you're like, I'm painting already, and you're sitting here talking in the chat. We're doing a little switcheroo.
I'm making up for all the times where I just like take a break.
Yeah, I love it. I can never get into Doctor Who, but I'm almost done rewatching Star Trek Next Generation. Speaking of nerd stuff that Nick doesn't know, nerd stuff that I refuse to watch because it's hot garbage. Yeah. I talk so much crap about Star Trek just because Matthew loves it so much. The same reason why I'll never watch X-Files and just talk crap about it blindly, because I have to do that to Matthew.
You are a troll.
I have to do it to Matthew. I have to. I think I'd really like X-Files. I'll never watch it. I refuse to. The Jadoon, I know no idea how to spell it. Probably?
Sure.
I don't know. All I remember, there's one line where they're like, no, they were in like a hospital. The hospital got like beamed to the moon. But then they were like,
Yes.
no, but we must be in some bubble because the windows aren't airtight. And I don't know why that line is what's the only thing that stuck with me in that whole episode.
That is...
But they were like, the windows are airtight. That's how we know we're in some kind of weird bubble thing or some crap.
Which is accurate. Yeah. That is an episode.
And rhinos, maybe there were rhinos.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's right. They're in something that got beamed to the moon. I don't know. I was very confused. All I know, I just like David Tennant.
It was a hospital from like London got beamed to the moon.
That's right. See, I was there. I watched it. I've given it a shot. 2 shots. Cared less each time. I love you all. I love you, Paul.
It's such a good show, man. I didn't expect to get into it, but I'm deep in now.
Yeah, you really like it a lot. Well, Whitey always really liked it. I don't always trust Whitey's opinions about stuff, but I generally trust Whitey's opinions about stuff. All right, fam.
It's just fun and creepy. It's very creepy.
It's very creepy. Look at Mikey painting right there.
Very creepy shit. Hey guys,
so those are the mechs that Mike painted the last 2 sessions. I painted these little squat guys who are very cute. But I finished mine. But nonetheless,
I get it. I'm slow.
I painted these ones, and so now the only faction we have left is the Saxonia faction, which is the black-colored faction, and they have these mechs, and these mechs are pretty standard as opposed to all the other mechs. Like Mike's mechs are like super metal and have like literally big scythes and stuff. These guys are kind of just like they just look like little spiders, and there's honestly not much to them. Like there's way more surface area to paint on like this than there is on like this because these guys are mostly legs. So what we did, because this is the black faction, I do have black primers. So we actually primed them in black, although if you can't tell what's primed and what's not really. But we did prime them in black, and we did that so that all we have to do is paint the silver. And then we don't have to like do it where Mike had to paint the red and then paint the silver. This we could just paint the silver. There's only 4 of them, and we're both going to be working on them once Mike is done painting his bases. So we're going to try to knock out these 4 today, which we should be able to do. And so yeah. So basically all I have to do right now is figure out where I want the silver, and then Mikey can follow suit once we start. So what I think I'm going to have silver.
I'm going to make mine gold.
Mike can make his gold.
You
can't, please. Please don't.
Come on, man.
Please don't.
Let me have them give you gold, dude. Be dope.
Working from home does have a lot of benefits. Being able to work and watch the stream is one of them. That is true. Because a lot of people will watch us while they're at work, but they can't really participate in the chat and stuff. They just kind of have us on. But working from home, you're like, I'm my own boss. I still can't believe how much of a difference washes make. Yes, indeed. Gosh. They make a massive difference. What's up, Birdman?
It's a big deal.
What's up, Nick and Mr. Karen? That's right.
I like that. I respect that.
Okay.
That's what's up.
So they have these legs. I think we're going to keep the legs black, except for in between each leg, we're going to have a bit of the silver showing through. We'll make little silver feet, and then these connector parts here will all be silver. And then I think this whole big box part up top will keep black. This little cap up here will make silver just to break it up a little bit. And this has a bunch of rivets, so we'll try and get some silver on there with the rivets. But then this whole from here... Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. From here down and underneath, we're going to make silver. So it'll be like silver. A bit on the legs will be silver, but then black for the panels on the legs, and then black on top of the... All these pipes sticking out will make silver, and the gun barrel will make silver and stuff. And I think that'll break up the black nicely.
So you're talking about deliberate silver here, not chipping...
Yes, right now we're just painting the silver, and then we'll wash them and then do wear and tear.
Cool.
Although the wear and tear will be kind of interesting because we won't need to do the black layer first because these are going to be black, so we'll just be doing... Although we could do like red.
We could do red
or like an
white.
Orange under primer.
Yeah, we could do.
What kind of camera / lamp do you guys use? We are using Razer Kios, which are the ones you can see right here. Let me just go back to here real quick. So... Razer Kios are these round lamps, and they actually have a ring light on them. We actually usually don't have the ring lights on when we're streaming because it's like across where that camera is, and so the light doesn't really give us actually any light, and we don't have the overhead camera's light on because it causes glares on the boards. But for this, we realize if we turn on their lowest setting, because they can actually go quite a bit higher than this, that they actually illuminate them enough and don't blow it out, and so you can actually... Because otherwise we're trying to get light from the room for these, and we can turn up the exposure so you can see it really well, but the problem is it means that we're painting more or less in the dark. And so it gets
much better for our eyes.
Yeah, to have this light on, and you can actually see more as well. So at home, I have it's like a lamp that goes like, it's like a big skinny lamp like this, and it goes like, and you can like put it out, and it has like LED lights, and I use that, so I basically have it go boom, and then go out, so it just bathes everything in like really bright white light, because I like to have really, like, even now, this is still, if I was painting at home, this would be way too dark, but we make sacrifices for you, you butts. But so our painting situation here is quite a bit different than my painting situation at home, but this works fine, and having these little ring lights now has been very, very nice, because it's made it, painting sometimes was like very difficult. I'm like, I literally can't see what I'm painting.
I don't know what I'm doing.
But yeah, so we'll paint some little silver feet.
Silver feet.
Silver feet.
Silver feet.
You fancy ass.
It's macking time in Europa. Right?
You probably can't see what I'm doing. So now what's nice is the underbelly on these will be relatively easy to paint because they're very high up. The other ones, particularly the Nordic faction, were an absolute nightmare to paint because they're like these boats that are kind of squat to the ground. So getting underneath them or getting like the back side of the legs was so hard. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty much
I don't think I've ever hated painting something more than painting those Nordic mechs. And then Mike immediately changed factions. After I painted them for me.
I really thought the Nords were going to treat me better than they did in that.
They did not, Mike.
That campaign.
They did not. They treated you...
Maybe I did
not.
Wrong.
They treated you like you weren't one of their own, and you are one of their own.
I thought like I'd get some sort of bonus just by like through
being Scandinavian.
Apparently not.
Being Norwegian.
Being hella Norwegian, despite our last name.
Despite our last name being super Irish. Yeah, no.
Which is the other part of us, to be fair.
Yes, that's why we're so good at drinking and being addicted to things. Buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Especially drinking in the cold and the dark.
That's what the Irish and Norwegians do. There's a lot of depression. People Conrad, what's up? How you doing, bro?
Yo. What's cracking? What's papa loppin' loppin' dappa dapple do?
Mike's trying out a new phrase.
Yep.
I think it worked. I think it worked.
Did it play? Did it play? Let's do a poll. Did it play?
Hashtag did it play. GenCon's got polls now. I don't know how to set them up, though.
Oh. GenCon's got polls.
Yeah. They got polls over there?
How do I get some of them polls? I'll have to steal me precious metals and sell them at a high value.
Alrighty.
Base, paint, boom, baby.
Sorry. Immediately drops him and wipes off the paint.
Sorry about that. Was that a Hook reference? Paula Deming, thank you very much. Yes, it was a Hook reference, and I'm really glad you picked up.
Which one?
I said GenCon's got polls, and this is Peter Pan's got kids.
Oh, yes.
Paula.
That was a stretch.
Champion move right there. I was a little disappointed Nick didn't. I got nothing. I was like, really? I think I performed that.
I was confused by the polls and then selling that at higher prices or something. I was very
liking the distressed look on the orange Mac. Thank you. It is more red in real life, but it comes off fairly orangish with the wet paint. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's my first time doing anything like that, and I'm like,
he crushed it too.
I'm pretty for a first go. Yeah.
Honestly, Scythe the Mechs are a pretty good starting thing because again, it's kind of hard to mess them up.
You likely will enjoy some level of success.
Well, that's one thing we talk about with mini painting and just art or anything else in general. It's like set yourself up for success. Like don't paint the characters first. Paint the mechs first. The mechs will be much easier to look cool, and you can kind of hone your craft. That's why I always say, like, paint something like Zombicide first. Paint something with a bunch of zombies that don't need to look great. They can just look kind of haggard, and it works. And so it's like,
okay.
All right, Mikey. So,
Quick analysis. Hook is the best. It's my favorite movie for a long time when I was a kid. It's probably,
As it
we
should be.
rewatched it recently, like right after we got back from Europe because we talked a lot about it in Europe. It's probably like the most impactful like kids movie from my life. Like it probably is the most important one. Like other big ones, of course, like Lion King, Aladdin, like Disney movies. But then like Robin Williams played a humongous part of our childhood.
yeah.
Because of things like Aladdin, Hook, Mrs. Doubtfire, which made sense because our parents went through a divorce, so it was like,
Yeah, it was
our
very.
dad didn't dress
There's a
up
reason why, like
our nanny, but
that's why we watch Now and Then so much. We're like,
Yeah.
we're like, this is a lot of stuff we're going through right now.
which we did love that movie. The movie's great.
Now and Then's great.
And Jumanji and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like Robin Williams is such a huge part, but like Hook is like such
Takes
a
the cake.
good Peter Pan story because
It's
the
the only
idea of
Peter
like
Pan
what
story.
happens when Peter Pan grew up. Like that's such a cool idea for a story.
Yeah, it really
so I'm like,
is.
it's the best Peter Pan movie ever. It's so good.
All right, Mikey.
Okay, what am I doing here?
So what we're doing is we're doing
now I'm in a new mech. I'm terrified again.
again. I know
Yes.
you've only ever worked on those mechs. So what we're doing is we're doing the middle part right here,
Okay, like the little
in between,
Got that.
doing the little foot down here,
okay.
the little metal toppy part right here. Then
Top and nod, yeah.
this whole top thing, with the exception of this cap up top, this will be silver. The gun barrels will be silver, and this like little pipes that are sticking on the back will be silver. Everything else on this top bit will be black, but then everything from here down and underneath will be silver.
The undercarriage.
Yeah. So basically, this
Okay,
top,
so from where
like,
it widens out a little bit.
yes, exactly. The whole top box will be black, with the exception of those bits that I
The
touched with
top
silver.
bit of this too. So like that
Yeah,
part. will
yeah,
be
yeah.
silver?
Everything other than just the very top box will
Let me
be.
see. Let me see your mic. Let me see the. I just want to make sure the top's looking popping.
Just like that. So we'll keep them mostly the legs and the top part black, but I don't want to keep more black because I'm worried that it's just... Black's tough because it's hard to see detail in black, so we don't want too much to be black. But luckily these are pretty boxy, so there's not much to see. Like I would never paint like these guys black because these guys have a ton of like cool...
Dago. Drop a dang for Dago before he goes to bed.
I can't.
Oh no!
Oh, no, actually, I think I can. Hold on.
Yeah, you can. That has nothing to do with.
Dang! You're not in front of
You
that
gotta
thing.
scooch. Gotta scooch me.
Eh.
Just scooch me over into one box.
Dang!
Yeah, you're right.
There you go, fam.
Yeah, Jumanji's fantastic. Jarvis has agreed. Ron was my favorite actor when I was a kid. Me too. Like,
Yeah.
Ron, that was one that hurt when he passed.
Yeah.
That cut. I didn't watch like Hook or Ron Williams movie for a couple years. Like, it's only been very recently that I was just like, I'm not ready for that. And then when I did, I was very happy that it was actually a very joyful experience, not very sad, because
Yes.
Ron Williams is back when you watch those things.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful thing. Quicksand says, I like the new ones just as much as Ron Williams' version of Jumanji. I've watched
I agree.
the first one a while back, and then I watched the second one on our plane ride home from Europe, and they are both so freaking fun. They are so good, and I love that it just continues from... It acknowledges the old one and continues, so it's brilliant. They're such fun movies. I love them.
Yep.
The idea of like The Rock is like some like wimpy kid is just so.
It's always a funny concept. Yeah.
And the second one that The Rock is Danny DeVito is hilarious. It's so good. It's a great idea for a movie and a good, cool like modern reimplementation.
It is a very cool.
Very
I love that. Like, the game like changes to a video game. This is what people play now. You know, I was like, that's brilliant. Like,
Just what reason?
Leadbelcher, yes. The dark one.
Conrad says, Ron Williams was the first celebrity that actually made me feel legit devastated. Same. He's such a bright spot. Like, I know, he had his demons and stuff. It's like, it's Robin Williams, dude. Like, he was my childhood,
People bring the most happiness. A lot of times have the worst demons,
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, he was open about that and stuff. And it's just,
Struggle with
Yeah,
drugs and stuff. Because,
Yeah.
he was
Someone was
incredibly depressed. Despite the fact that, he was just, he was incredible.
What a talented, wacky, amazing guy.
Yep.
And still, and that's what's cool is that, like, that skill that, whatever he had is immortalized. Like, we can go back and touch that anytime we like, and it's just like I was so surprised when I watched Hook, and I was just like, oh, I'm actually just very happy to be watching this right now.
Yeah.
There's no sadness and stuff. Like I just get to see my old friend.
Yep.
Let's paint these mechs with some silver. So this one I kind of want to not touch the base. Dang it.
Ah, don't worry. We'll paint it over again.
No, man. Okay, maybe I will do it. Okay, I'm not so worried about it anymore. I already messed it up. We're good. We good.
So I say when you're making the first line on a piece of paper when you're drawing is always the hardest. It's like once you get that first line on there, you're fine. Something like that, you're like, oh god, I can't touch this, and then you touch it once, you're like, it's fine.
Yeah, then you could just adjust. You'll be all right.
We're at the touch these up anyway, so it's whatever.
I was aiming for perfection on the first try.
Perfection.
Don't know if you know that about me, but I'm just trying to nail it.
I'm a freaking champion.
Silver Bell.
Again, as we kind of talked about this before with this, but like, what's everyone's like childhood movie? Like the movie, like we talked about Hook. You know, so much of it. Like, what was everyone's like childhood movie? I feel like one of our childhood movies, like The Sandlot.
Oh, 100%.
Was a huge movie to us when we were kids.
Yeah, Sandlot's one of the most impactful movies. Goonies. Like, all those movies were so fun because they were about, like, these packs of kids who, like, have these adventures and get to be off on their own, which did reflect our experience.
Yeah.
We fought pirates.
Yeah.
Where, like, you could ride bikes around the neighborhood and stuff. And so, like, that was so cool about, like, The Sandlot. I'm like, dude, that's literally us. Like, we do those things.
Yeah.
You know? We have a group that looks like that. It was just so awesome. Sandlot was so fun. I still love those movies. Three Ninjas.
Three Ninjas is huge.
Huge film for us.
Yeah.
Mostly because it has Egg Shen from Big Trouble in Little China. Huge movie for us.
Yeah.
Very important film.
Very important film.
I'm going to be showing that to Karen literally maybe today. I'm really excited.
Big Trouble is so good, dude.
I've done the smart thing and said, like, look, you didn't grow up with this. It probably won't become, like, a very important film for you. But I appreciate that you'll watch it. And I'm saying why I love Kurt Russell so much.
Yeah.
Doing his little boots. Gonna put him boots on, boy. Put him in the little boots. Silver boots. Silver boots.
I thought Nick had already painted the mechs. Cabbage Dan, what's up, Dan? How you doing, baby? I had painted some of the mechs a long time ago.
He gave up.
We had not. This was very much like, I'll paint these when I feel like it. And then it kind of became
He was kind of painting, so we were like halfway through Rise of Fenris, so we painted what we needed for that. But then just gave up. What are you painting right now, Dan? What you into?
What you gonna paint and then
Are you painting much right now? What's what game is Bay? If you are painting.
Quicksand said, in my interview I had on Friday, they asked a few off-the-wall questions. One was, what was your favorite fairy tale? I had to go with The Little Mermaid and Aladdin, but mostly because of nostalgia from watching those when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. Golden Age of Disney. Dead Poet Society back bacon. Right on.
Talk about Rob Williams, yeah.
Yeah. So Birdman says, talking about Robin Williams, he was squarely in his comedy routines transitioning to movies when I was in middle and high school. He and Sam Kinison were seminal for me and my sense of humor. Oh, and Good Morning Vietnam. Man, I tear up when I watch that. That's the
I've actually never seen Good Morning
radio
Vietnam.
Person I wanted to be, even though I ended up being more Forrest Whitaker. Hey. I know, I haven't seen that in a very long time and probably have not seen all of it. But I know that's a classic one, you know. Sam Kinison was awesome too. Rookie of the Year for some dumb reason.
Rookie of the
King
Year.
Arthur's Court. No, for some dumb reason. Rookie of the Year is one of our absolute favorite like movies as a kid. I really love that movie.
Yeah.
King Arthur's
Every
Court.
kid's freaking dream is
Rollerblading
Rookie
around
of the
and
Year.
stuff. So sick. Three Ninjas. My brother, sister, and I rented the movie all the time. Hell yeah, Three Ninjas rips so hard. It's It's an okay movie now.
I'm sure.
But like the kidnapper dudes, the surfer dudes, are legitimately funny. They are legitimately
they're funny.
Funny no matter what age. Like they are.
There's one dude. His only line is "dude." He just says it with different inflections.
Dude.
All right, so I'm not
good.
sure about this. This is kind of sloppy, of course, but I'm just not sure. Does that work?
I don't know. It's like he has those little arm cuffs, you know. It's like he's like wearing little tap shoes.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I just don't know what the
you know, like the silver undercarriage.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to make it black because then there's way too much black.
We could do a lot of weathering, potentially. I don't know. Dan says Last Starfighter is the best kids movie. And you check that out. I'm painting mythic battles very slowly. Right on. Conrad says, I remember watching The Little Mermaid on repeat. I didn't really have a movie, but my big thing was Power Rangers. Rip. Hell yeah.
Power Rangers rules.
The idea of heroes that loved the nerd when I was a bit of an outcast, super important to me. Word. Yeah, they're sort of the outcasts when they're not in Power Ranger mode and stuff. It's awesome. Burma says, let's see, my old moments incoming. My first legal rated R movie was T2. Sick.
That's a good first one.
Others that were big for me from my childhood: Ghostbusters, Batman '89, Beetlejuice,
Beetlegeist,
big influence. Beetlegeist, Indiana Jones, Last Crusade, Last Starfighter. Sick. Oh, TMNT. Oh yeah, damn.
Oh yeah, TMNT.
So we have several.
Yeah.
Yeah, Secret of the Use, specifically Quicksand With You. When we were kids, like that was the one.
Specifically Secret of the Use.
Now you go back and watch them; they're both good, but you're like, Ninja Turtles. The first one is a better, darker, like more.
Oh yeah.
Less trying to sell toys movie. The first one was definitely trying to sell toys too, but I still like those older ones better than the new Turtle movies because they're legitimately better movies.
Yes, that is accurate. Yeah, because they are legitimately better movies. Yeah.
Birdman says Rookie of the Year is one of my two favorite non-cursing on the edge of cursing curses ever. Funky butt loving. It's very good.
That is a good one.
Have you not finished these mechs yet? We're on our last ones, man. Those are it.
Luke Pryor, get out of here, Luke Pryor. I know Dan told you to say that. Get out of here, Luke.
Get out of here.
No,
let's take it from you. We're nearly done. Very nearly.
These are the last
I gotta
ones.
varnish these.
Hey, keep on. We only paint on stream, so like we are limited in what we can accomplish.
And I'm also real slow.
I'm not much faster, so.
Chopper Sauce says the two movies that aren't kids movies. I guess that's true. Like whether or not they're kids movies, they all count. Two movies that aren't kids movies, but I watched a ton as a kid and still remain two of my favorites are Armageddon, Jurassic Park. Same.
Yeah, both those.
Yes. Jurassic Park is like one of the most important cinema moments ever.
Yeah.
And we watched the butt out of Armageddon. Freaking love Armageddon.
I still love Armageddon.
It's so good.
It's so ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it's just like it was where Michael Bay made the turn into like a bit
until he became
overblown.
Michael Bay making Michael Bay movies.
But like that movie has so many likable, good people in it. So you're like, you can't help but love it.
It kind of goes on forever. It ends about 17 times, but nonetheless, like it's great. Dude. There's heck of people in that movie.
Yeah.
There's so many people in that movie, dude, and they're all great.
They're all like just fan. Oh,
what'd you do, Mike?
Sloppy Joe.
It's all right. I'll have to touch up mine with the black anyway. So. 220.
It's Mackie time in Europa.
Those painting handles are great. Yeah, I really like this. Someone gave us these for free at GenCon. Someone like we were just like we were walking by and said, "Here, take these," and I said, "Okay." Yeah, and I didn't use them for a long time. I usually just plop them on the top of a paint thing with some sticky tack like that, which actually does still work very, very well. But then I started finally using these, and these are freaking great. What I like is because I can like hold on to them like this, and I can brace my hand against them, which is huge for me.
Like in here, there's like lots of different things, so it really can accommodate most any shape of base.
Yeah, if it can't accommodate a base, it's usually because the base is just too big. And even then, there are these exact ones from Citadel that like can hold a base like this big. They can get massive.
We got Rainer up in here, said those minis are looking marvelous. Thank you. Speaking of marvelous, we played Traintopia last night. Thank you for sending that to us. I really liked it.
I really liked it a lot.
It was a sweet little game,
That was way more thinky than I was expecting.
Yeah, actually, it was kind of brutal last night. It was a sweet little game. Like, no, it's like...
It was hard.
Kind of, yeah, I was like, geez, we're going to play it on stream at some point. We'll let you know. But thank you for sending us. I liked that game a lot. Very cool.
I didn't see Jurassic Park until I was 33. Some people comment Armageddon was so dang good. Armageddon was great. And man, 33. Jurassic Park holds up so hard.
It is a bona fide classic. Like, just straight up.
So good. Perfect mix of like CGI and practical to the point where like the CGI holds up pretty darn well.
Good, man.
And you're like, that movie is not new.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Karen about that this morning, about like some movies in the 90s and the CGI that kind of like works pretty well still. Like a piece of it is that like they limited the CGI, and then it like kind of just kind of works because like it's definitely tied to our nostalgia and like when it blew our minds at the time. But then also I was talking about specifically The Mask. Yeah. And like The Mask holds up really well because it's cartoony.
Yes.
It's meant to be cartoony because he's sort of a walking cartoon. And since it's not supposed to be a photorealistic human looking thing, it all plays really well still because it looks like it should look. And I'm like, man, like they obviously weren't doing that to future proof, but it really did a good job of that where it's like, yeah, no, it's just sort of awesome.
Yeah.
Rainer, thank you so much. So congrats, Mike. I appreciate it. Your comment was super duper sweet on Facebook. I appreciate that. Birdman says, I'm curious about this. You said Jurassic Park is a true classic. What do y'all consider to be true classics from that time frame? Say about mid 80s, mid 90s. What are some of those classic jams? Oh man, Lordy. So mid 80s, mid 90s. I mean, oh man. See, if you go into the 80s, then it starts to open up.
Luke Pryor talking crap.
Let's talk crap, man.
I don't know what we're painting next. We're actually trying to decide right now what we're painting next.
Fish around Christmas. Well, we'll get some stuff for Christmas. We'll paint those, and then that'll take us into.
We thought about doing quirky circuits.
Yeah,
because those will be a fun challenge because they're big, round, and smooth, which tends to be the hardest things to paint well. And so maybe quirky circuits. I don't know. We've been wanting to paint. I've been wanting to paint like My Little Scythe. I have a lot of personal projects that I want to work on. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do. I got to finish up the Unmatched minis. I'm still painting the Scourge of the Abyss. I'm just doing that as kind of a palette cleanser before I start back in on some other stuff. And I'm going to finish up the Unmatched minis. Will hopefully be done in like a week or two.
So Birdman says, well, most of the 80s movies like Breakfast Club or Ghostbusters are before 85. So those are out because that makes it a little easier. Because I say like, how do you not say things like Breakfast Club, Ghostbusters? Classics like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't know the exact date. I think that's in the 85 and beyond. What are our chances of seeing some pointillism? Right here, dude. Watch. George Surratt this.
Actually, I was going to do a real answer to that question because you can do pointillism.
With mini painting?
Yeah.
What,
you use it for armor a lot. So essentially, what you do is like, say you have like a big round armor piece, you'll do like essentially a bunch of little dots like da 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 da, and you do it like that, and then you move up in color the same way you would highlight anything. But when you do it with dots instead, it gives the armor a bit of like a pitted look. It makes it look more weathered. And it makes it look like it's not perfectly smooth. Because a lot of armor isn't. And especially if it's not like chrome armor, a lot of it isn't like super shiny. It's kind of got a bunch of different little movements. So the thing is like you actually can. I was going to do it on the Scourge of the Abyss, but I ended up not. But actually, you totally can.
What? That is...
Depending on the armor, actually a lot of people use it as a good way to get like not smooth armor transitions because you don't want that. But yeah, so Diz, your silly question I answer with a real answer. Oh, egg on your face. Hi Diz. I miss you, Diz.
Classic movies though. Oh, man. Yeah, something like for us like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I don't know.
I mean, to me, like The Mask, Ace Ventura.
It's also tough because like they're like talking about comedies, actions, drama. When was Die Hard? Was that before that?
The first Die Hard. Yeah, I think that would have been the late '80s. Die Hard is a classic for sure.
I mean,
and there's so many categories.
That's the thing, man, because you can go with like all the Predators, all those movies that people love, but like kind of aren't great movies. But
T2's in
T2,
Titanic.
I'd say Titanic.
Titanic's a classic, for sure. That was a moment in time.
Oh yeah.
It depends. I mean, you got to go like category.
The Hilary Duff movie.
Dude, it's so sick. Herbie Fully Loaded. Mean Girls, legit.
Mean Girls legit though.
Yeah.
As high school movies.
Oh,
yeah.
so like is late 90s too late?
Well, see, that's the thing.
Are we going like 85 to 95 specifically? Because if so, then yeah.
Because if we're going like late 90s as well, I would say like something like Toy Story, because that was 99.
No, Toy Story's like 95. Toy Story is
Toy
Story's a
for sure. Then definitely Toy Story.
classic.
I would say if we're still going in the 90s, I would say The Matrix.
Oh yeah.
The first one, and the third
Matrix
one.
changed cinema, man.
It did.
I don't know. It's your show. I'm supposed to say. No, I'm just trying to get our parameters.
Blade 1.
Dude, sick. Yeah, from the so mid 80s, mid 90s. Yeah, I mean things like Nick just Toy Story, bona fide classic. Ace Ventura, and specifically The Mask in terms of like a tour de force performance. It just shows Jim Carrey in like all these different ways.
Yeah.
Classic. When I say classic, these are things that I still love and still want to watch today. There's something like, there's something about Mary. I'm like, it doesn't age well. I'm like, I don't want to watch that movie anymore. It's not good.
Yeah, right?
Home Alone. Hell yeah, Home Alone. Oh my gosh.
Home Alone.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Classic. Banger. So good. So it's very. I'm just curious what you think are true classics from when I was in middle high school, which was 86 to 92 and around there. Yeah, it'd be interesting because these are movies that
I'd have to look at the list. I don't know. I'm not good at thinking of movies on top of my head.
Stand By Me. Super Mario Brothers, of course. Watch that movie. It was dope.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Brendan Fraser's The Mummy's from 99. Brendan Fraser's The Mummy is outside of that range, but is a classic. The Mummy is one of the most important films in our life.
Yes. That was of our childhood talking about important movies.
Mummy, oh my goodness. Watched it so many times, and it is still so good.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Oh, love that movie. Brendan Fraser, I just love him so much. Dang.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser, just one of the most charming figures.
Airheads never is a classic.
Airheads.
Probably mostly to us. That's it.
So does 100% showing that seems super interesting? Yeah, it is. It's actually a really cool technique.
Isn't that how it would go with mini painting?
You
should, like, hey, how this thing? Like, yeah, you could do that. And you're like, what?
Rainer, what do you even do?
How do you feel your day? Probably a lot of stuff.
My Kingdom Death Dung Beetle Night is done. I posted in the Murph Discord. I will check that in a bit here. That is a dung beetle. I'm so confused.
Dung beetle.
Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones before that, isn't it? When was Indiana Jones?
I don't know the first one when it came out in the 80s, but
thanks, D-Backer.
I feel like the first one would be early mid 80s, earlier than 85 anyway. Like for reference, Birdman said Last Crusade was a very impactful film. So I think the first ones are a bit before this timeline.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Goonies.
I said there's a great Universal ride based on the Mummy movie. I agree. It's a great little ride. It's very short, but it's really good. It packs a lot in that little short time.
Good. It's an inside roller coaster. It's inside. It's so awesome. So I did the front here. Are you doing this little belt here on the front?
What? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just
going up to the rivets.
Undercarriage.
Just going to go to these rivets, yeah?
Yeah, the front, yeah, exactly. Basically it's like here, so just up to the rivets. That's why I kept being like, does this look weird? I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep going for now.
We could make the front all black and have it be chipped away and stuff. So we'll do some reverse weathering. Paint black.
You know what?
It.
Yes. Here's this thing. Let's do the thing. Okay, here. Let me see. Can you give me the black? This is what we're gonna do instead. Because I think you're right about that. So this is what we're going to do for the front and the back of these, Mikey. We're going to have the front come down, and it's going to go down to, that's too watery. Oh.
It's Christmas time.
So the front now is going to go, so this very undercarriage right here, Mikey, that is still going to be silver, but this is going to come down.
Oh, so just beneath the first rivet mark?
Yeah, so the rivets are going to go all the way down to black like this, and then underneath here, that's still going to be silver. And on the back, we're going to have it like this. I think this is going to look better.
That top line?
Yeah, so like this one, the undercarriage is going to go like down under here, but like this little...
So the first two steps, if I'm going bottom boop boop, is silver, then this just top strip is black.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Got it.
That looks better. That definitely looks better. Okay. Okay, fam, we figured it out.
It's rivet time.
All right, good.
Mackie. Scooby-Doo.
Well, what do you got to do today, Quicksand? What you procrastinating on?
Yeah.
Went on the Jaws ride at Universal when I was 6. Scared the crap out of me. Couldn't swim in the deep end of the pools until I was 11 or 12. Not a good time. Interesting. Ace Ventura scarred me from swimming in dark pools. I still don't like to swim in dark pools.
Well, it's because it was playing off of Jaws. And
It was.
scarred you as if you were watching Jaws.
But I can swim in the ocean at night.
That makes no sense.
I agree. I can't swim in dark pools, like a pool, like a swimming pool.
Here's the thing. Let's be honest. You totally can. Mm-mm. You have the ability to swim, and you have the ability to be alive.
I have the ability to die
at nighttime.
Alrighty.
Therapist's gonna work that out, Nick. Don't worry about it. You can be all right.
Therapy gonna work that one out right there.
The shark is a metaphor. And you're like, oh God.
We all wear masks.
We all wear
Ben
masks.
Stein crushing it.
Ben Stein's a bona fide classic. That's him, man. He ruled.
When Ben Stein's money, great
good
show.
Portion of the '90s.
Brothers Murph, serious question. Why are you guys so awesome? We are not.
What? Yeah, you better hush now, boy.
We are very adequate. That is all.
Here's the thing, though. We try to be very awesome. We want to be a beacon of awesomeness for people to assemble around. And look what we got. We got people assembled around us right now.
Boop, boop.
Basically flipping it onto you, butts.
You make us awesome.
Okay, this is slowly coming along. I'm thinking I'm doing okay. I'm gonna have to double coat some of this stuff. I'm having some issues where my paint is just kind of sloughing off certain areas. I gotta maybe let it dry, come at it again, get a couple layers.
Oh, what's up, Zan?
Yo, Zan.
I've got to pop out because I got a meeting. I just want to say hi to everyone. Take care of yourselves. Bye, Zan.
Bye, Zan. Have a good meeting. You generally succeed quite well. Oh my goodness. We appreciate you. Birdman says Indiana Jones scarred me about snakes. I hate snakes. Yeah, snakes are gross.
He does not like
And
snakes in that movie.
Unnecessary. Let's be honest. Do we need them? Probably the world does need
I
them.
live with 3, Mike.
Do I need them?
And
No.
2 cats and 2 bunnies.
Dude, you just got a freaking zoo going on. You got Doolittle in over there. Is it just like you just like come out of your room and there's just bunnies and you're like, Jesus.
Nah, they're in a pen. They're not very good with people. We're
Fun
fostering
pets.
them. I agree.
Cool.
Some bunnies are. The problem with bunnies is like you have to train bunnies from like day one that they're bunnies, that like humans are cool, or else they just don't like them forever. Yeah. And you can't like train them when they're older.
Yeah.
So it's like these bunnies did not
animals.
learn that, and so they just don't really like people. And like we're fostering them until they get adopted. And I'm just like, these bunnies probably aren't going to get adopted because they're not nice.
Hey, does anyone want these antisocial animals? Cool.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things. It's just tough because they're it's not their fault. They're just not very
Their
nice
instincts.
bunnies.
They get killed by everything. So they're like, I'm just not gonna be friends with anything.
But yeah, so yeah, I got a lot. You also need to train locomotives. That's accurate. Traintopia. Check it out today.
Bam. When's that coming out, Rainer? Is it out now? Is it out? As if so, let the people know.
I just don't understand anything.
I don't understand any of it, man. We also need to work out a time to play Tekkenu, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you promised this demo at don't think Origins is gonna happen for us to demo it, man. So what are we gonna figure something out? You went the top side of this, right? Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, top side.
Yeah.
Top side.
Comes out May 5th. All right. I also saw Jurassic Park in the theater when I was in 3rd grade. Had to run to take the trash can to the curb every time for like 5 years. Stupid velociraptors. That is fair. Yeah.
That's my favorite thing about those kids' movies. And movies even today where it's like, it can get you and you get freaked out. You know? And it's like, I know I'm safe. But what if I'm not safe?
Well, it's like the amount of like women who couldn't shower after seeing Psycho.
Yeah. Oh, that makes
for
sense.
like, for like 6 months. They couldn't go in the shower because they're so scared. I'm like, that's how you know you did a good job as a filmmaker. You just scarred a whole nation against bathing.
Entire generation's like, well, that's done now.
Well, never bathing again. Going the old Victorian way.
Thanks for that one.
Alf. Good joint Alf there, Mike.
Yeah, man. I could sense you were going there. I just jumped in, so I'm going to be with you on this ride. It's Christmas time.
So the day and time I have to continue on Tabletopia so we can demo it any time. That's awesome. Man, I'll be so sad if Origins close. Was hoping to meet you guys there. We will be too. We are going, I mean, it's not outdone yet, but yeah,
we'll see. Time will tell.
We will see. I mean, it's in June, so it's like we got some time, but there's just, I don't know, it's just tough. It's just, obviously, it's tough. It's a tough time right now. But I hope it stays open. I liked Origins a lot last year.
Is it Christmas time in the city, Nick?
Like, it is Christmas time in the city.
Thank God.
Thank God. Oh, God.
Now, what's your assessment of this mech?
What do you mean?
In terms of difficulty? I'm finding it a little difficult. Getting these little nooks and crannies. But it's also my first go at this mech. I feel like I'm pretty sloppy Joe right now, but
I'm pretty sloppy Joe, but I'm also not trying to not be sloppy Joe, which I should be, because my mindset towards I'm painting it like normal, where the first coat of whatever color I'm choosing first, I'm like, whatever, I can kind of slop it because I'm going to use the other ones. But I'm like, no, I actually already technically painted the first coat with the primer, so now I'm going to have to go back and touch it all up with black, which won't take very long, but I have been they're not that hard to paint, but they're hard to paint quickly because there is a lot of kind of nooks and crannies. They're alright. They're not too bad. They're not frustrating to paint, which is all I care about. I don't mind if something is difficult to paint as long as the difficulty of it isn't frustrating. Like the whole having to paint, try to paint under here is incredibly frustrating. I find that kind of painting, something that's just a difficult thing to paint. Oh man, it's really hard to paint non-metallic metal. It's I don't mind doing that.
I feel that.
And it can be frustrating sometimes, but when the model itself is frustrating,
that has nothing to do with your skill level. Then that's just hard. That's just hard for.
And there are a lot of models where it's their arms are here, and so trying to get up under here is very difficult. And now, granted, no one's looking up under there, so it's not imperative that you paint it super well, but you do still want it painted, and you want it looking good and stuff, and it can just be very, very frustrating, which is why a lot of people paint stuff disassembled, because then you don't have to deal with that as much.
Yeah,
it's I can just paint this very easily and then attach the arm afterwards.
Now, I get if something's on sprues, it comes disassembled and then you paint it. Are there many people that would take a mech like this and chop it up, disassemble it, and then,
Some people would. I would never do that. Just because I'm lazy and I don't care that much. I love this. This is great, but these are not something that
you're not in search of such perfection that you would go.
No, this is. I'm just painting
extremes.
these to basic tabletop standard and then leaving them like that. They're mechs on in Scythe. It's I like the game, but it's it's not. There's 4 of each. They're fine to look kind of grungy. And so I think it's just fine to just leave them on here. Some people definitely would, though. But it's if it comes pre-made like that, I usually won't, because I feel I am always going to be worried that I won't be able to put it back together very well.
That would be my worry, big time.
So it's that is and would be my worry, is that I can't get it back together again.
Humpty Dumpty it.
Yeah, exactly. So like that would be my main concern with it, is that like, oh gosh, there's no way I can get this back together.
Sure enough.
And so, or that I would forget like where stuff went or something like this would be easy. And it would make it easier to cut it off, but like not that much easier.
Rainer
and so
alert.
like,
Rainer alert. Saying crooks and nannies, you say. And that sounds good, man. Yeah, I'd love to demo it on
Yes,
Tabletopia
indeed.
with you, pal. That sounds excellent.
Interesting. For me, it was the deep back we're talking about the thing that scared him. For me, it was the pink goo in Ghostbusters in the bathtub. I couldn't close my eyes in the shower for a while. You probably shouldn't be closing your eyes in the shower anyway, but that is scary. All right, so now I'm going to take some black. Did I thin this down too much? I think I did. And Mikey, little thingy that I did not do and I should have done here is don't thin black down with water. And I did that over here, which was dumb.
Okay.
Thin black down with black ink. Because one, it's not going to make it darker or lighter because it's black. But then it'll give you a thinning aspect like water, but it'll keep all the pigment in it.
Yeah, so if you do water, does it go gray on you?
No, but it will lose a bit of its pigment. And it just waters it down. It makes it more because now there's water and paint, it makes it more streaky in my opinion. It has less coverage is a better way of putting it.
Right.
Whereas when you thin down with ink, it still maintains most of its coverage.
Copy that.
So yeah.
It's sloppy Joe, but I can live with it for now.
All right, so now I'm going back through and touching
Give it a
up.
couple minutes for that to dry, and then I'm gonna touch it up with some black.
Going through and touching all the black parts up.
Rainer says, Rainer alert, no idea what you mean. You know exactly what you mean.
You know
Silliness
you
in your words.
You know what you've done.
Rainer says, yesterday Lincoln and Nikki said that it was raining really hard. I said I had nothing to do with it despite being the rainer. Hi, Rainer!
Is this most of your day thinking of these things?
I think it just comes to him naturally. It's like
I
a
feel like
superpower.
it's gotta be most of his day. Like he runs board and dice, but it's a very
Birdman, thank you, D-Back Ross says, oh my goodness, I think you helped me just have a breakthrough. About third grade, I went out to get mail, and there were old rural newspaper boxes at the mailbox too. I open I opened the mail and look at the paper box to the right and saw a nest with 4 or 5 open baby bird mouths. I look up and a swallow was swooping around me, getting me away. To this day, that freaks me out, and I think that situation is why I don't like Wingspan.
well, that makes sense actually.
Whoa.
Wow, that's deep, dude.
Third grade was not a nice time. Birds can be mean.
Birds are mean. I hate birds.
Yeah, Rainer, you can always say your jokes. I appreciate it.
Oh, I love them. I just love giving you crap about it because they're just the worst, and I love them. They're the worst,
They're
and
the best.
I love them.
Exactly what we need right now. We also got, and we'll have to play this again soon, we got a promo from Rainer for Sierra West. Comes with a crazy goat.
Crazy goat. It's like
Yeah.
Crazy Taxi, but with goats.
Yeah, crazy goats. No, jokes about German sausages are the worst. WURST. Get it? Nick.
Yes, Mikey.
Like currywurst.
Mikey, I get it.
Like
Mikey.
bratwurst.
Wait, that time I got it.
The PBS jokes are not funny. Period. That's there ain't no fat on that joke.
That, you need every freaking sentence of that one.
So, snowing there, Mike? Basically, might
as well be.
It might rain later today. That's freezing cold out, y'all. It's basically colder than anything you would know, Slivers, because
it's the coldest place on the planet right
in
now.
the
I don't
tropics,
care what anybody says.
as far as I understand.
You know, all your fake news about your weather reports.
Yeah. You guys just say it's a snow day so you can take a day off.
Gosh.
You lazy bones up there.
No wonder school systems are so bad.
Yeah. Jeez. Just looking for any excuse. D-Backer, enjoyed teaching. Have a good day.
Bye,
we'll see you soon.
D-Backer.
I think Nick might be streaming later, so just see if you see a notification.
We will see. I will be streaming if I can get it.
He's got to
working.
test some stuff. Yeah, so it's a possibility. Because you need a good reason to stay home. Got it, Mike. Dang, he got me, man. He got me. Nick. Man down. Man down. Shots fired.
Shots fired,
I'm
man
hurting.
down.
I'm hurting.
I am injured.
I have been injured. All right. I was letting this dry for a couple. Don't mind me.
So just touching up
I
some
hate
of the
it
black.
less now that I'm looking at it a little more.
Yeah, these ones are kind of weird. I put off painting these because I thought they were going to be boring and not look great painted, and that's right.
That's all mistake, man. I don't know so.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with this. But I was just like, I don't really like these mechs, and I was right. I was right.
Did we watch the Heavy Cardboard April Fool's stream from last year? No. Do we need to go
I think
back
you've
and watch
told me
it?
about it, though. Isn't that where you did the thing that you did to me?
Oh. Did you? Yeah. But didn't you type it all out or something?
I don't know. I think.
Or were you on?
I don't know.
What'd you
I
do
don't
again?
remember.
Remind us. We need to go back and watch this. We should search this thing. Yeah, D-Backer. We'll see you later. Yeah, that was the first few minutes of that stream, but then it continues for 3-4 minutes. Jeez.
Yep. Sounds like Rainer.
I
love it.
So funny. I love it, man. You are just a mischievous little sprite. I appreciate you. Okay. I need some Adderall Black.
What, some Adderall Black?
Yeah.
It's over there.
Oh, my bad.
All right, I'm liking these more.
Yeah?
I mean more.
Okay, so on the front, we're going down to these rivet marks. On the back, top step.
Yeah, you can see that's a reference. Well, actually, hold on. Let's see one.
Yeah. No,
I'm trying to
that's what
see
you
which
said.
one do I have the cleanup on.
It's Christmas time.
Okay. Yeah, so I just need to paint. Yeah, so go ahead and clean that up.
Slivers, what are you up to? Pow. Before the stream, Edward had kept apples and bananas on the shelf behind him in the studio for 4 months. Are you serious? Like, as part of this, was this all known, or is that... Did you just see that? You said, got him. Long con. That is awesome.
That's great.
That's awesome. That's
some
like
real
some
talk.
community level, like, we're going to set this joke up. We're going to let this marinate for a good long while.
Gonna do some No Man's Sky VR streaming after the Gen Con streams.
Oh, yeah, you were mentioning that. Oh, wait, okay, so you were saying yesterday, we were talking about No Man's Sky, or in Discord, rather, right? It was Discord on the street, wherever it was. We were chatting about it. Point is, you were saying it's come a long way since its infamous debut. Shed some light on its infamy. What was infamous about it? I remember it coming out and you could just sort of like, maybe it was real time even, or it took a while and you just fly and you land on some planet and see what's there, and it was all sort of self-generating and random, right? So has it changed a lot since then? Like, what? Give me a mini pitch on it and stuff, and like, yeah, what should I check it out?
Yeah,
I don't have no VR, so I can't.
We gotta get a
like,
VR
in the
headset
mech suits
first,
or whatever
but-
it is you're gonna do. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this ink and I'm just gonna drop a couple drops off.
Yeah.
Like how many drops?
I don't know. Figure it out.
Oh, it says, people expecting one thing based on the aspirations of the devs and then getting something else. It seemed cool to me, like time and push to release caught up with them, and what they released couldn't match what they didn't match what they said. Oh, so it was
It's
promised,
underwhelming.
underdelivered. Well, clearly it didn't do too bad if it's still around. It survived. Right?
Yeah, that's with anything right there.
Is
It's
it
like,
now to the level of that dream? Have they got there? Have they reached their true potential? The core game is exploration, and all the other stuff supports that. Yes, and more. Okay, cool. So
All right,
would
cool.
would recommend this. Has a happy ending. Some of the big issues was that it crashed a lot and the game was far too short.
A short game for being too short, that's rough for me. Like, that is my biggest complaint with a lot of games is it's too short. Like, I want more, you know, especially like if you're not someone who plays like online stuff. And I understand like they cater to that crowd a lot of times, but it's like I a lot of times want to play like the campaign mode, and now especially like for a lot of first person shooters, not all of them of course, but like there's not really a lot of them don't even have like I think Call of Duty they have campaign modes anymore. Or is it just online? Now?
Well, I know a couple of recent ones didn't, or had a very limited one.
Like not that I'd play Call of Duty, but it's just like it's one of those things where it's like if they came out with the new Halo. Like, I love the old campaign Halo, you know, but it's like now it's like most people play Halo online and stuff, which is totally fine, but it's just like...
It's not the thing that you're interested in doing.
No, and again, like, I'm not a huge video gamer, so like, they don't need to cater to me, but it's like, I do feel like with one of those things, it's like, the game being too short is a big issue, you know? The good thing is there's plenty of times where the game is too big and too long, like something like Red Dead Redemption, where you're just like, dude, this game is so massive. I don't even know what to do with it.
Right.
Like, I kind of stopped playing Red Dead Redemption 2 because I was just like, this game is so... I've played for so long, and I feel like I'm still, like, in the kind of half tutorial area. Like, you know, it's just like, I feel like, man,
yeah,
how big, and that's not including like any side quests or anything. I'm like, man, this game is impressive how large it is. You know, and so, but to me, I'd rather it be bigger than too small. Like some Breath of the Wild, like that is a big game. But yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy for that to be big.
Oh, hi, we got a follower over on our Twitch.
Hi.
Light Soup.
Hey, welcome.
Good
if you're
name,
there,
Light
if you're
Soup.
out there in the world, cheers.
Why is your soup
to
so
you.
light?
Because, you know, it's light soup. You don't want to be bogged down by a soup.
That's fair.
You don't ever want to do one of these, after a soup.
Oh,
Maybe a stew. But not a soup.
Maybe a soup.
If the soup has wild rice in it or something, sure. But not,
Sure, Mike. I mean,
not
that's
chicken
just,
noodle.
That's
though.
not. You're just being crazy.
No one's ever filled up on chicken noodle, dude. Afraid
You
not.
can make a good hearty chicken noodle. What's everyone's favorite soup? Go.
Chowder, probably, right? That chowder? How many different soups are there?
A lot.
I like a
So
a
many soups.
broccoli cheddar soup. I like a creamy like potato soup
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of cheddar-ish. Like those three.
Like a baked potato soup is always good.
Baked potato soup. That's what I'm going for. Yeah, that's pretty. That's
Great
pretty
for
fire.
you. That's the best part.
Healthy spuds. Spuds, man. Same with spuds, McKean.
You know what my favorite soup is? Like a good tomato basil.
Oh hell yeah! Drip of grilled cheese in that mug.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
Bless up, friends. You gotta get yourself some tomato basil soup and get a nice lobster biscuit. Okay. We're getting somewhere now with these touch-ups.
Baked potato goop. A partial tomato bisque. Yeah. Paula.
That is an unsurprising answer.
A partial to a tomato bisque is such a Paula
Yes.
sentence.
That's the most Paula sentence.
I love it. Unless you started off with, "Hi, I'm Paula. I'm partial to a tomato bisque." That would be Paula's like dating profile on the dating game. You know, I'm partial to a tomato bisque. If you were a tomato bisque, how would you bisque me? I don't even know what that means, but it's sexy. I wish more games had an online campaign mode. I just want to be able to play with one or two friends and go through the story.
That would be cool. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like either you get to go kill each other, then I'm like, well, I'm not skilled in these games, so of course I'm going to get wrecked.
Yeah.
And like, that's not super fun.
Yeah, I agree. I like online. I mean, and there are a lot that do this, but I would love a lot of like online co-op modes, you know, like that. We can go through a thing where, you know, we can roll through together. And there are a decent amount of games that do that. But, you know, we just go back to like the Lego games. Like, I want an online co-op game for Lego because I would, All right, so we got chicken tortilla max, baked tomato soup, cheesy potato,
Cheesy Tates.
Lobster bisque or cream of mushroom is where it's at. Cream of mushroom is pretty darn good.
Bobby Bisque, creamy mush.
City of Games HQ. What's up, City of Games HQ? Happy afternoon, evening. Where is it to you? Or is it morning? Is it afternoon? Is it evening? I'm guessing it's afternoon or evening. Considering. So I'm going to guess you are in Belarus. Crushing it in Belarus. City of Games. Crushing it. All right, Mike. So now we're going to use a little Nolan oil to wash these. We can wash this everywhere. It won't really do anything to the black, but just it makes it easier to just kind of wash it everywhere.
Give me a once over on this real quick. Where I didn't do the top bit. I forgot that part was silver. But like black touch-ups, like the connectors of the legs, and I mean, is that all sort of fine?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of touch we can do, but here's the thing: we can always just turn that into. We can always just turn that. That's what I thought.
Turn that into weathering.
Into weathering, and on top of that, a lot of the stuff like say like right here, the silver kind of goes up on the black box, but that'll probably get covered up by wash, and it won't really be noticeable. So I would say you're probably fine. Cool.
Also now I'm hungry. Paul, I'm with you. You know what made me hungry is your damn crumpet video.
I mean, why would you eat a crumpet?
It looked really good.
Paula hates crumpets.
So
and I know this because I watched her savagely destroy one once.
Just ripped it up.
Just me and her having breakfast. Lovely breakfast we were having together. And man, did it turn into an absolute nightmare.
Silver says, what type of game do you want to do that in? There are more than you probably
think
there
for
is.
sure.
What genre, what platform? Probably something for the Switch.
It would have to be for the Switch. Is the only thing we'd care about.
Or something on Steam if it was like
I guess, but
super...
I hate playing stuff on the computer. Not to mention because my computer can't handle it.
Yeah, like I said, it had to be something simple, but probably Switch. Like co-op games on the Switch would be fun.
Yeah, gotta be on the Switch.
In the right light,
for me.
The wash will still give a bit of aging and weathering to the neck. That's true.
It will.
That's very true.
It will.
Quicksand says, while I'm thinking about it, which of you would you like me to message on Discord about picking a game? Either.
Both. I think you can message both of us.
Just message both. Well, that way there's twice a chance that we get it. I mean, not that it's not going to arrive. Those days are over.
We'll see if we get lost in the mail.
And it is Frank from City of Gaming HQ.
Frank! Hi, Frank.
Hey, Frank. Slaber's just like, is this Frank?
I know. I love
Frank. Took a step back, said,
who are you?
Who's asking?
Who are you and why do you need to know?
Who's asking? All right, I'm a silver 5 at the top of this thing.
Alrighty. I'm just worshing.
And then we're
We'll
going to
give the worsh a bit of time to dry, and then we'll throw on
worsh?
some... No, that's for you to worsh.
For me to worsh.
Unless I get to it first.
No, you will never. I will not stand for it. You're probably going to get there first, aren't you?
I don't know.
Don't lie to me, man. Paula, if you're out there, Paula.
What are you playing?
today?
Yeah, I was about to say, hey, I think Mike's going to ask this question.
What can we look forward to directly after this stream? You should just keep watching. I tell you right now, Wednesdays is This Game is Broken Day. Because you got us right now. It's Power Paint in the morning. Minis with the Murphs. And you got This Game Gets Dicey at 11.
Which is
I'm
almost
so angry about the name. It's such a good name. And I know that it's not like... It's like not like I could have thought about it.
It's not like we could have used it. Yeah.
I hate how good it is. It's like, damn it. So we're switching Monday to Murph Mondays.
Yeah, we are. We got Minis with the Murphs, which is a great name.
Minis with the Murphs. But I was like, bummed me out. I was like, damn it. She's so clever.
Yeah, so this wash is nice because it's kind of pulling everything together and darkening down that silver. Silver always looks really freaking silver.
It pulls the room together, man.
That really pulled the room together, dude.
And this guy peed on it. Donnie, please.
Donnie, please. That's the best one, where he's not yelling at him.
Yeah, he's like trying to show like patience with them.
It's great.
Such a good movie,
It's
man.
great.
Big Lebowski's a classic. Speaking of,
I couldn't remember off the top of my dome what City Games HQ made. It said, "Thank you for Isle of Cats."
Oh, we need to get that game. I played it once. That game is fantastic. Thank
it
you
is really good. Yeah, and it has
a
a place for cats to sit, which is just great. Although Mr. Barnaby at our place was taking a little nap in our 7th Continent box the other day, which is very cute.
Oh, he did the if I fits, I sits.
Yeah, he did. He started looking at it. I was like, if I fits, I sits. And then he got inside of it, and it was great. But yeah, that is like way to just endear that game to every person on the planet. Like instantly get people to be on board with that game.
Such a clever.
Oh, it's so perfect.
Maze of the Murphs is a fantastic name. Thank you. We like it.
Thanks. I like it a lot. Alliteration's always good. Alliteration's always good.
Alliteration. I've been wanting to say that I was super stoked to see that Paula joined TGIB. Diz, thank you. Yeah, we are too. We were like really hoping she'd say yeah. And she did.
Let's not overblow it.
Well, look, for me, it's great.
Now, she was our first choice, and we were going to figure it out if she said no. But she was all of us like, it's Paula, right? It's Paula, right? Okay, it's Paula. So,
yeah, gotta be Paula.
And then, she
says yes.
a long time to decide. It made us very, very nervous. No, but we all wanted Paula. It was instantaneous, like, we just only want Paula.
Diz says, you guys are lucky she's cool with us holding her back like that.
We told her from day one we're riding those coattails. We know our place.
Yeah. Let's go to the top. Woo! I'm breaking out T-Cock this weekend to begin a solo campaign playthrough. Ironic. Oh, City of Kings. Copy that.
T-Cock!
City of Kings still my favorite, though. Paula should play Tekkenu as well. Rainer. We,
Sure.
Is it like 1 to 4?
Fuses,
I imagine the usual.
unfortunately.
I mean, we could do you, me, Paula, and Nick.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Why not?
What's Paula playing? Did she say what she's playing? I don't know.
She ain't here.
You're probably getting ready. Well, let's be honest. But it annoys me. It doesn't actually get.
Yeah, it's 1 to 4. Classic Gordon dice.
Classic Rainer.
Always with the solo modes. I appreciate you.
That's right. That's one thing. That is I'm sure it seems like it is so, but it seems like yes, it is. That you at Board and Dice make a very big point to give every single one of your games a solo mode. Is that true, or is it just like it always just happens to be that way?
Is it a I don't know his last name. I can never say it right. Is it David Tursky did the solo? Come on now. Stick to your guns.
Because it seems to me like you all go out of your way to always make sure there's a solo mode.
It's awesome. It's like, yes.
And they're all good, too. And that's the thing. Like,
it's Turkey solo, yes. Boo!
I love it. You guys got that deal on a retainer, man. Like, you owe us 4 solos a year. You know that, David?
I love it, man. Yeah. Dude does great solo things. So it's like, and great games.
Yeah, he's
it's good because he's a good designer is what it is, but yeah, it's just like, yes.
We know you know how you do, baby.
I love that. I'm really excited to try it.
And Mike, you make sure to do the undercarriage with the
I was just
wash.
Right now.
You won't really see it, but just so it's matching, just in case anyone happens to look under O-Girl's
just the first one's like,
huh? What's that on here?
There's some discrepancies with the undercarriage of this here mech.
You don't win competitions.
Teotihuacan, Tekkenu, Tawa. Is that really another one? Tawa. Yeah, that's a joke. Right?
Also, why did you break the mold with Sierra West? You had all these big games.
Well, it's not part of the T trilogy, but they got other stuff going on.
I guess that's true.
Or T.
I mean, it was your best. It's the best thing you've ever done. So,
I mean,
why do you?
I like it quite a lot, but
why do you hate it so much? Is my question.
Is best game of 2018. So,
one could say.
One has said. One has changed his damn mind about it.
Other Switch co-op games besides Diablo 3 are Wargroove, Cuphead, and Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necro Dancer. Cuphead intimidates me. Cuphead just intimidates me. I don't know what any of those other games are, but we'll check them out for sure.
Oh, Ranch says, Sierra West is part of the pre-merger slate of games, so egg on your face, Nick. Yeah.
So it's back when it was NSKN? Is that an NSKN product?
At the beginning, maybe, anyway. Yeah.
Interesting. Because was it Board Dice used to be NSKN? Is that what it used to be? I'm confused.
I think so, yeah.
City Game said, Paul is going to be a great addition to TGIB. TGIB has been such a great show for so long, and now with a professional, I can't wait to see what happens.
I'm assigned to old Board and Dice.
That's fair. Fine Art Films. Hi,
hey.
Is that paint directly on the sponge of your wet palette? Nah, man. No, there's a little bit of parchment here. There's a bit of parchment.
This one on mine at this angle, it looks incredibly like it is.
It does. Right.
It's like,
okay, you know what, Lawson?
It's like Lawson just like,
I don't need the judgment coming from that side of LA. Okay. Now I got bubbles underneath my parchment paper because I had to show you. My parchment paper looks like poo-poo.
How are you, buddy? How you doing? How you holding up?
What are you doing, brother? I miss you. I miss your beautiful face. What are you doing? Probably at home, hanging out, crushing it all day.
Heard you're just certifiably jacked right now.
Dude, I heard you're jacked right now, dude.
We saw your setup, bro. It's freaking awesome.
I know, man. You were there working on it. You just were so into it. You didn't even notice that we were there. It was weird for us.
All right. I think
David's underrated. I totally agree. I think he's one of the best designers out there.
He is kind of underrated, isn't he? It's sort of a. He doesn't. Yeah, his name doesn't get mentioned despite having like. He's just one of the better minds out there.
I think so too.
To think up like anachrony for one is like pretty
banana pants.
bonkers. Yeah. I'm really excited to try Roman roll. Right? Roll?
That's the
rolling, right?
Yeah. The big one? Yeah. Really excited about that.
Super excited to try stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, NSCan was the other company. Yeah, NSCan did like Mistfall. I think that was the only NSCan game that we played.
Okay.
No, not Mistborn, Mistfall.
Takenu is
Tashini
Turksy. See?
Both those. Tashini is also, not to say an underrated designer, but just they're both great.
Yeah, that's super cool. I'm very excited. Are there times generally, Rainer, that are better or worse for you for when we do set up a demo for Takenu? Do you care? I also really would like to do Trees Magistus again.
Try some of my glasses. I heard the solo that I haven't played the solo. I heard it's really good.
Do it like you, me, Nick, and our buddy Crook. Maybe that'd be fun. Did
Crook you play that with us the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Times
when you are available are the best.
Cool.
Yeah, Mistfall, Progress, In the Name of Odin, Smurg, and Exodus Proximus Centauri. It's Smurg.
It's Simmerge. Yeah, right.
It's Smurg.
Okay.
It's not a dragon named Smurg.
Smurg the magic dragon likes to smurg.
Let's both of these dry a little bit more, then we'll throw.
I'm only gonna play a game Rainer with you when I really don't have time, and I'm gonna be like this. I'm like,
oh God, Rainer, get to the intro. Yeah, that's about right.
That's my
my plan. Smurg the magic dragon.
You know. No, that sounds fun. We will. I'll chat up Nick today and try to figure out a time. That would be so fun. Oh, I'm just trying to play new games, dude.
Yeah, dude. Can I have the silver, the bright silver?
Silver and bright, silver bright.
Actually, I really need more silver.
It's brightly silver and silver bright. So, what is the next step?
For this, weathering.
Weather that mug. Do you have the time to listen to me whine?
Listen to me whine.
Let's see. Just let this dry for just a hair.
Yeah, they're a little
hair. And then, what do you picture as primo weathering spots?
Really anywhere. Honestly, I don't think there's anywhere that's like necessarily like really good or really bad for it.
What? Okay.
It's kind of the other one. You just can kind of choose on your own.
Okay.
This might be the last day for this silver.
I am one of those. We'll just pop over to the Warhammer store.
Oh, they're closed.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah. God bless you, sir. So yeah, no. So in a half hour, Paul and Matthew are gonna be streaming something, which will be very cool and very fun. They're crushing it over there. Thank God he's gone. Look at me. And yeah, so make sure to stick around for their stream again Wednesday mornings on GenCon. Crushing it. I mean, absolutely crushing it. Crushing the boot. And yeah, and so that will be fun. Then what's everyone got going on for the rest of their week? Anyone doing anything cool or fun, or got any fun? Anyone start any like quarantine hobbies, like something you've always wanted to do? Like Chalbastar earlier was talking about, like, man, now that I'm home all the time, I've kind of always wanted to paint. Maybe I should start painting. Like, anyone starting some hobbies or starting maybe like a project that you've been putting off that's now hard to justify putting off considering you're home all the time? If you are home all the time. Because our lives have not changed very much because we work from this studio, which we can be isolated in. And so our lives haven't really changed much. But I know my roommates who are now both home all the time, they've been doing like projects and stuff because they can. Yes, I'm hoping to start mini painting. That's right, Kestrel. Crushing it. So for the weathering, I'm going to kind of probably weather up the corners of most of this stuff, which I'm just using the very side of my brush. I'm not actually touching the tip to it. And that makes weathering a bit easier in that sense because it keeps it in a thin line just on the corner there. So what are you painting first, Kester? I don't remember if you've told us specifically, but what's first on the docket? What are you feeling? And again, for the weathering, we're just kind of picking arbitrarily what to kind of make it look like it has chipped paint because there's no really right answer. You just kind of don't want to overdo it. Although with this one, I'm less worried about overdoing it because the black is kind of overpowering. It's not super overpowering, and it's exacerbated by the lighting and the fact that it's on camera like this. But there's just like not much silver on it, or at least not much visible silver because the main silver is kind of on the bottom here and underneath. So I'm probably going to be a little bit more liberal with my
slivers. I have not played City of Kings, but I'm down. Give me the pitch. Tell me about it. Guess I'm starting to hoping to start painting minis. No idea. I'm hoping to get some donate minis and start there. Rip. Do need to play it. Okay, I'm down. Soup's down. Okay, so the light silver. I'm just gonna go for it, man.
Yeah, man. That's what I've been doing. Feels like Warcraft / Civ game co-op. Interesting. I'm hoping to get some donated minis. Yeah, or at the very, very least, pick up some like Reaper Bones minis, something super cheap.
But I want to get practice in so that when Wonderland's warships, I can paint those. That's a good point.
The good thing is you'll probably have a little bit of time, so...
yeah, I mean, that won't be coming out till next year, I imagine.
Yeah, that Wonderland's War will be a fun game to paint. One of our followers, David Phillips, lent me Grim Forest to paint for him because I've been really wanting to paint it because it just looks like fun to paint. And so the next kind of project I'm doing, because right after I finish the Unmatched minis for the people who won them, then I'm going to start painting stuff for David again and painting more of his Stormcast Eternals. But I'll probably splice in there with that some Grim Forest because I've really wanted to paint that.
You've wanted to paint that for a long time.
Yeah.
That was a long shot.
Dude, sweet pull, dude. Pulling some ladies, man, on us. All right.
I don't know where to begin on these. Just right there. Bam. Bit of weather right there. I'm afraid.
Steve.
Steve! Good morning, buddy. How are you? Just wondering if you'd turn up at some point. How's work treating you?
This person's second set of Scythe minis, so if I don't just screw up my favorite game, that is kind of a good idea.
Good call. Steve says, stayed up playing Feast for Odin last night, 130 points, going the animal route. Nice.
Interesting.
That's solid. That's a good score.
With the Norwegians, Steve?
Yeah, I don't remember. Do you have the expansion? Think so?
Because the animal route to me is a much more viable option in Norwegians.
Yeah. Castro says, apparently the mini set I'm receiving is Hero Clicks. Never heard of it. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
They're little minis, yeah, on top of little... Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. They're small minis, I think.
They're not massive, but they're good things to start on because they're already pre-painted and stuff like that. You just kind of paint over them. They're not the best minis, to be completely honest, but to start on, yeah, they're fun. Alrighty. Making this work.
Gonna make this twerk. Twerk. Do, 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 do. Ooh. So he says I should send you the City of King minis and beg them to be painted. If only I had the bro's address so I could send them the minis to be painted. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Let me go to the post office.
Let me go to the post.
Take to the postman. Yeah, Mr. Postman. Steve says, yeah, Norwegian, probably my best score ever, so I'm really happy. Neither Norwegian.
I like it. Alrighty, so that's what I'm going to do for the weathering there. I really beat him up because I wanted to break up the black. And now I actually really like him. Which is good. Yeah, that's right, Rainer. The Norwegians expansion. Ain't a Sweden side, baby. You want to rumble? You want to fight? You want to fist fight?
What's up with it, bro?
Let's fist fight later.
What's up with it?
Don't try to get on our side.
What's up with it?
Because you come from the lawless nation of Sweden. Yeah, I said it.
Wish.
Let's fight.
You wish.
Did you cry when the Norwegians came out? You should have.
Yeah.
Mother, why was I born in a country with freedom and laws?
Why did I come from a place so different from...
that we can literally understand each other, even though we're kind of speaking two different languages.
Oh, I love it. No, we're a group of really white people, but I wish I was from that group of really white people. That sound and look pretty much the same. We all use Croner. It's great. No, we just love to pretend. Sweden is a fantastic place.
It's okay.
They gotta go.
I have been to Gothenburg, and I was there changing trains on my way to Norway.
Jealous?
To visit the fam. So I don't have much experience with. But Gothenburg was just lovely.
And then he's just like, that place is a shithole.
I hate that place.
We don't speak of that place. Yeah. We have fun here at the Brothers Murph, don't we? Alright, yeah, sure, that's fine. Weathered it up, weathered it up. Pancakes. Pancakes. Get yourself some pancakes. Cakes in the pan, looking like a fool with your cakes in the pan. Remember that guy? Pants on the ground guy?
Yes, indeed. God. Alrighty. This is good. We got through these. So throw on some weathering. We'll touch up the bases, paint them back to black again. Back to black! Probably off camera there, but we'll do that, and then our Scythe Mechs will be done.
The age of Scythe is over.
Indeed. So next week we'll paint something. We're still trying to decide exactly what we want.
Oh!
What happened?
Well, this launched. It went
Right
into
in
the
the
red,
red.
and it only
can
touched a
fade that
couple
over.
spots, so we're actually okay. But jeez, I was like, that's a nightmare.
Yes. It is, Michael.
Oh, what are the odds of that? It's like don't pay to drop this black mini vat of blood. Oh, there's a murder
Let's
mech.
call that realism, baby. Do you have the time? To be wild?
Talk about our Lord and Savior Bill Walker Harding.
Yeah.
Folks out there, just quick plug time. We have a top 10 coming out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Do hope you check it out. Do hope you enjoy. It's gonna be the top 10 games to start your collection, folks. Now I know most of you are saying, hey, pal, I have a collection. Well, look.
You know who doesn't? Your Aunt Janine.
Yep, and this is for her. Okay? So do tell your friends. Tell your friends that they get these 10 games, they are going to become richer than they could possibly imagine.
You let them know.
Culturally. That literally only
And
culturally.
if they get 3 friends to get those 3 games, those 10 games, they'll give you more
They
richer.
get a
And they get
discount.
3 friends.
Yeah, they get 3 friends.
And they get 3 friends.
And that's how we do this hobby, y'all. It's a team effort. Everyone does their part. Do it like all those friends of yours on Facebook selling Arbonne products, guys.
That's right, baby.
Look to their example.
Get some Nutrisystem up in this.
God.
Alrighty. Next, we should do top 10 things we can't stand. Number 1, top 10 list. That's fair. What's up, Dutch?
Dutch thing. Yeah, top 10 lists are one of those. I like making lists. It's fun, right? It's a thing that we do, but it's
Yeah, making lists is satisfying.
but it's one of those like, you know, it's the thing on our channel that we do is the most like typical.
Yeah.
But hey, you can't
Like, hey, man, like, do we do it? Yeah. Do we enjoy doing it? Yeah. But is it also the thing that gets us by far the most views
yeah.
and subscribers? Yeah.
Is that
Like,
why we do them continually? Of course.
yeah. Do we enjoy it? Yes, indeed. It's not just a cop
No,
out,
it's
but
not a
it's
hate
like,
thing, but it's just one of those things that's just like you can see like every channel does top 10s.
There's a reason.
Yeah, they do, and I hate that we do it too, but they're good.
it is the thing that people watch. And you can say, I don't want to watch it,
But
but
they
it's
are
like,
fun to make, though. I mean, I like watching top 10s and stuff. Like
So do
Watch
I.
Mojo, their whole channel is just making lists of like everything. I love it. It's fun to like
yeah.
see how people list stuff, how they like what their reasoning is, and everything. It's just interesting.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
interesting, man.
And I really enjoy doing them, but yeah, it's like they I mean, here's the thing, like, it works. We get so many more subscribers from that than from anything else. It's not even remotely close.
Yeah, people don't watch it for the lists themselves. We watch for the banter, says Rainer. We are just obviously the best. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's why it's fun to do is because it's just, like, we just get to talk and banter back and forth about these things that
Yeah, we can
like
talk
and
about
stuff.
games
So,
we
like,
enjoy. It's like, yeah, it's
yeah, they're actually really fun to make because they're just... It does, like, it's funny. It's a thing that, like, does fit into our style because our channel in general is, like, so conversational. Like, that's the whole...
yeah, it's our dark thing,
kind
yeah.
of thing. So, Rainer says, for me, a top 10 helps see you as individuals, your likes and dislikes. Yeah, I watch them for the cold hard facts, says Diz. On 3
That's right,
times
baby.
speed. You're sitting back here going, yep, nope, yep,
I believe
good,
it.
bad, terrible, out.
I believe it.
And you know what? You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. However you choose to watch him is fine.
As long as you give us that view, baby.
Just thumb that video up or down and make a comment. Hit that algorithm.
As
Let's
long
go.
as you like, subscribe, smash that sub button. You're good to go, baby.
Sliver says, okay, we have an idea for a series on Twitch/YouTube for you bros. Hit me with it, Slivs, right now.
Yeah, baby, we got
I'm down.
10 minutes.
10
So,
minutes. I'm going to be for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Ooh, Rainer says, I watch the top 10s for the hope that you'll start off with number 11. We often do. We often have a honorable mention.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
It's just easier to, like, have, because I always want to have more stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of a cop out being like, oh, it's our 11. We're like, we just couldn't decide on a 10.
Yeah,
so
I want one more. Steve says, I took an hour walk this morning. Fun watching others and practicing social distancing. Walking in what would be rush hour traffic in LA and walking down Sunset Boulevard with occasional cars going by.
yeah,
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? You're
Yeah.
like, oh, this place is usually
bumping. Yeah,
you know, and a place like that would be quiet because it's all businesses, like
Yeah.
many of which are not in their office because they don't need to be. It's
wild.
Sunset would be a wild vibe. Like you go around like Ventura. Ventura's are always sort of quiet, so it doesn't look different.
Yeah.
You go
Santa
to
Clarita
LA,
is just as busy as always. People in Santa Clarita are not taking it seriously at all.
Yeah, out here it feels not they're not taking it seriously, but like they're just in cars a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not trafficy. It's sort of how Ventura always is, sort of quietish and sort of But you go to LA, I'm sure it's like noticeably different. You're like, wow, this is weird.
Yeah.
Because there's usually so many people around. So Silver says, okay, top 5 or top 10 games by alphabet letter. Top 10 games to start with the letter A, B, then C. That could be cool.
My thing is, I think we can do top 5. I think it would be hard for us to get 10 out of each letter.
Yeah.
I don't think we can do 10. We might be able to do 5. If it was a short thing, I wouldn't want to make it a whole like list like that. But I think as a short thing we did somewhere else, I would just want to make sure that like my main worry is that we would like not have 5 games that we like with Q. So we have to then start adding games that we're kind of like meh on,
That's
you know?
sort of like, I guess what we're doing with the haikus is sort of like this day brought to you by the letter A. A is for Ohio, or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of keep doing that.
Yeah. I like that. I always like those kinds of ideas,
But
though.
we get to do that in satire forms as Diz, because Dice Tower does on their podcast, least interesting subject to me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Top 5 or 3. Even 3 we definitely... I probably want to keep to a 3. Because
Like
then we can
highlighting
pretty much
certain
guarantee 3 games that we really like.
Yeah.
Because even something like X, like we can think of 3 games that we really like with X.
Well, Rain says we could do dishonorable mentions. We wanted to add this restaurant to the list when we realized it's not even a game. It's just a food joint. So, number 11 dishonorable mention is BJ's. Because they have the Pizookies.
See, the
Very yummy.
Pizookies. Pizookies are...
Pizookies are quite good.
They're so tough. They're
You
not.
could totally do all the letters, but getting 5 for each, that'd be...
Getting 5 for each would be rough. Yeah, it would be rough.
I think we could get like 3 games that we like from each letter.
I think so, too.
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing the haikus, which is adjacent to what that is, though, for sure.
Yeah.
We have Iguazu's coming next.
Yep.
Soon. Top 10 starting letters for game tiles. Oh.
So
Just go with BJ. What letter starts the most? Like most games.
That's interesting. I don't know.
2022 to 26 videos in the series, yeah.
Yeah.
Pick a game you like for the letter. Pick one intriguing game you haven't played that starts with that letter. T is the best starting letter. Rainer would have that opinion. Did that whole thing start organically? And is it just happened to kind of become a thing, the T thing? Because, I mean, you are 3 going on 4 games into that now. And it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like when a company has a theme like that, as long as like the usage of the theme doesn't start making things worse. Like, oh man, we have to put this in this game because we're doing this thing.
Yeah.
And therefore it makes it worse. It's like that's my only worry with something a theme is like doing that where also it's like
City Game says I'm gonna start naming my game starting with X's just to increase the chances of them appearing on lists. There could always be the second edition is Xile of Cats. It's just XISLE.
Yeah.
Why not?
You're not wrong.
Matthew, you say yo 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 yo.
Hey baby, hey baby.
Yo.
What's up, baby?
What
are you playing? Paulo and
Mate
Answers.
J, yeah, what are you playing, dude?
Alright, I'm adding some rust colors on here.
Can I do that now? Mine are probably dry enough. That's which one? This guy.
That way, yep.
It was originally Tashi's thing. He started with Zolkin, then Teo T would come with us. Yeah, I guess the T goes a little bit deeper when you think of that. Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
Exile of Cats.
Exile.
This cat's just like, you can't come home.
You're done.
But then yes, if possible, T it is. Cool. So you're not like if it just didn't make any sense, you wouldn't do it. But if it does, hey, why
Yeah,
not?
that's the thing. If it does and it's easy, and it's not gonna like
Why not?
you're doing this and you're gonna make this whole thing worse because you're trying to make it fit into this arbitrary thing. Then that is going to become an issue with like certain things being set in like certain universes, even though it makes no sense or we know whatever. But it's like yeah, if it's just like oh, you name it a T name and it totally works and makes sense, like heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, love it.
All right, so just adding some red with some rust. How these mechs coming? Paula she won't even answer us. She still won't answer us.
No one will answer us.
No one will answer us. We're trying to plug your show.
I tried to say like the crumpets you made look good, and she just
I know.
care.
The mechs are coming great, Paula. They're going
along.
great. We're actually done at this point. We're just gonna paint the bases.
Paint the bases, less the racist.
What?
I don't know, Nick. I never know. Sorry, testing our setup.
No, you're good.
Oh,
You're good. You're good. We just wonder what y'all are playing. We want to let the fam know,
yeah. Unless it's a surprise,
which is also fair.
Okay, so Tekena means obelisk in Egyptian. So I knew that. There's a big obelisk in the game. That's right.
Yeah.
Teotihuacan is obviously about
Teotihuacan. I'm not gonna lie. I play a lot of Civ 6 Rainer, and anytime the Aztecs are in the game, one of the cities they can build is always Teotihuacan, and I almost always screenshot it and send it to you.
Every time. Dude, have you seen this?
And I'm like, Nick, that's dumb. And so I don't.
Do it. Oh, you should do it every single time. So there's just a list of just messages with just cities like, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's
we
here.
made that.
Look at that. Isn't that crazy?
So Tawatinsuyu. Tawatinsuyu. I'm gonna say it until I know the actual pronunciation. You'll have to teach me that when we play a game. Means the four regions. It's the name of that the Inca called their own empire. That's awesome.
Oh, that's rad.
I think we're set now, just making tea. We are playing Santorini.
Oh, cool.
Rip. And then probably Cartographers. Any fools want to play that with us from home. Holler at your boy. This
Way
guy.
to steal our
We'll be
idea.
playing.
Cool.
I will get a sheet of paper
Absolute
out.
theft. Okay.
Yeah. How do I say you're getting sued? So
No, Cartographers on stream is great.
that's a great choice. And Santorini too. That'd be kind of cool. Do stick around, folks. That's gonna be right after us.
Yeah, stick around for their
literally,
show. It is.
We're done in like 2 minutes. There'll be 5 minutes for them to get set up and get going. And can't wait to watch it, y'all. Cannot wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be rad.
And follow GenCon if you haven't yet, so that you
Got
can get
bangers.
alerts, because there's a lot of other stuff going on. We stream on Mondays. We stream right now. They stream right after us. There's Table Talk.
Fireside.
Fireside.
There's Table Takes.
Table Takes, excuse me. There's stuff all throughout the week. So what I was trying to say, I was getting all my thoughts jumbled together. Stuff throughout the whole week, folks. So do check it out.
Yeah, they're really up in their streaming game and really dedicated to streaming. And they've been with us now for over a year, and they've been again just been like, yep, we're gonna really dedicate to this whole streaming thing and Twitch, and you know it's nice to see someone who's big in the industry like that really being like, all right, we're gonna do this whole thing and we're gonna bring on great people.
Okay,
and it's
thank you,
awesome.
Rainer. It says it's Tawatinsuyu.
Tawatinsuyu. All right. Cool. That's what I love about your games. Every single time, there's always like a community-wide discussion on how to pronounce it. Like Teotihuacan was like everyone's like, "This is how you pronounce it." That's awesome.
Tawatinsuyu. Tight. Awesome. Fun fact: all razor mice are snakes and keyboards spiders.
What?
I have no.
I don't
idea
know
what
what
you're
those
saying.
words
You
mean.
blow my. That is a fun fact because I have no idea what you're saying. You can have a quick pee break and get some tea. That's what I'll be doing, says Paula. Dutch gonna make some coffee. Yeah, word coffee. Obviously, it's not even noon yet. I'm drinking coffee all day. Let's go. Nick and Mike painting / giving their board game opinions / just in time. Goodbye, Mirabek. I'm glad he made it at the very end.
Hi,
Hope you're having
Mirabek.
a great day. Nick might be streaming video games later if he can get a setup going. So
Yep,
come
we're gonna
on
try
back.
a setup.
And Mirabek, you're just in time to start Paula and Matthew Jude's stream. This game gets dicey, so do stick around. If you're around, I'm going to be in the chat watching, hanging out, playing some Zelda. Damn. It's going to be great. And then Cartographers, once that goes out, so I'll have my sheet out ready to go. I'm going to paint it up and then send in our Slack what I did so they can see how hard I crushed it. It's gonna be really great. It's going to be ace. Folks, thank you so much for joining us for another Minis with the Murphs. We will see you next week. The mechs from Scythe are officially complete. We have a complete set minus
any extra stuff from expansion that we won't spoil.
No. We're not going to say whether or not there are mechs.
So the top left of the map, Mike. You better go up there. Kestrel will come here and harm you.
But then I'm stuck fighting the Yiga. I can't get out of it. They are unbeatable.
But yeah, stick around for the stream. It's gonna be great. Paul and Matthew are just wonderful. And y'all are great. They're gonna be on in about 5 minutes, so please stick around for them and hang out and give them your views. And y'all are wonderful. We'll be back next week. I'm not sure what we're going to be painting next week. We're trying to figure that out. Let us know. Let GenCon know on Twitter or email or wherever what you want to see us paint.
Kestrel, when you say top left of the map, do you mean like the top left absolute possible corner?
I think she just means they're beatable. Look up is what Kestrel said. That's so cryptic, and I love it. I don't explain anything else. Just leave it at that. Well, it's like swing away, Meryl.
Do you mean
swing away, Mike?
Because what I've been doing is I've been trying to sneak attack everyone. It seems like the way.
Mike.
Is that what you're talking about?
You look like you're conducting an interrogation with those lies. I feel like we look like Iron Man, but
saying, I want to see you body paint Mike into a barbarian.
I know you always ask for that, and I'm always down.
Kind of like an interrogation with lies. Yeah.
Alrighty, everybody. We will see you all.
Listen here, you butt.
Who'd you do it?
Where were you on the 7th? Huh? Where were you?
See, the problem is, Mikey, that when we switch back to this.
We're gonna get banned. We're gonna get banned for that, man. Jeez, all right, everybody. That was not cool.
We gotta go. We gotta let them get ready. All right, bye, everybody.
Top left and the look up are not associated. Stay beautiful. Okay, we will.